So YouTube, we're going to bring a brand new Modern Warfare video today. The purpose of this video is to help anyone that's struggling getting kills or not sure what attachments to use on what guns. We're going to focus on the M4 today and the attachments I use that I think have made it good for me, and hopefully it'll work for you. If you do enjoy the video, do drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you have any questions or would like to see me do another video, or if this ends up working for you, and let me know in the comments. I'd appreciate it. So without further ado, here we go. M4 is the class. Pretty much what you're probably gonna notice first is no optic. I know a lot of people that I've seen play have no optic. If you're not sure why, pretty much for me personally, I don't mind the iron sights. I think they're pretty good. And all you're getting really with some of these is a precise sight picture or precision sight pictures. If you do go through and find out that some of the things I have on my gun you don't have unlocked, and you want to use an optic, go right ahead. But pretty much the M4 that I have is trying to maximize the ADS speed and range and accuracy. As you can see in the bottom left corner there, the accuracy's up and the range is way up. And obviously some of the optics will help both those, but you lose ADS down there and there's only so much ADS you can make it back up. So I just don't use one, but it does not mean that you cannot if you prefer to use an optic. So we're going to start at the stock. Here, ADS, you're losing a little bit of aiming stability, but the ADS does make up for it. Pretty much some of the ADS that was going to be used is only to even out some of the that you're going to lose from some of the other attachments. But only losing some of it compared to all of it will help in the long run, at least in my opinion. So here we'll go to the barrel and the muzzle. Pretty much these two combined here make up most of the accuracy and range that you're going to get. As you can see, you do lose a little bit of ADS, but it kind of even that losing there on the barrel, your stock is going to even that out. But you're gaining damage range and recoil control. The recoil control is another thing that we looked for to try and help. So when you have to hold R2 or right trigger, whatever you have to do, the gun is not going to bounce around as much and should help you at getting kills at a farther distance. So go to the muzzle, monolithic suppressor. Again, damage range here is big. Accuracy is improving. You're losing a little bit of ADS, but you have to lose something and do some things. So that's what I have there. If you don't have this unlocked, by all means, and you want to use a optic, that's probably a good thing to replace it with. Get rid of the suppressor and pick up an optic. Under barrel, I use the Ranger foregrip. You're gaining the recoil control, which I think is big. Does help, I think, control the gun a little bit easier. If you don't have that unlocked, the Merc foregrip has a recoil control and a little bit of hipfire accuracy that you can use to help you out as well. So if you have the Ranger foregrip unlocked, that's the one I use that I recommend. But the Merc foregrip isn't a bad second choice either. Then we go to the rear grip. This is the last thing. It has one really important stat on it that I think I'm surprised isn't, which is sprint to fire speed. Again, you're getting the ADS speed to kind of even out some of the negatives that you're losing here and up here. But the sprint to fire speed is big, and it really will help. I feel like you get a couple extra kills as your gun will be ready to fire before people that don't have that on there, including. Then you add that with your ADS speed being a little bit higher than some people's that don't have ADS, that aren't equipped into ADS speed. So you should be able to hopefully get a couple kills before people get their guns up. If you don't have this one unlocked, you can use either of these. They're both good. The rubberized grip tape will probably be a little bit better for getting kills at distance, but this one won't be too bad either. But this one with the recoil control, you're only losing aiming stability. It's probably, I mean, this one here, you're only losing walking speed, but recoil control still probably a little bit better than the pros on this one. in my opinion. Again, going over everything else. If you don't have this stock unlocked, the M16 stock isn't too bad. You're gaining a little bit of accuracy and control over the gun. Either one, the no stock one I wouldn't use if you're trying to use it at range, mainly because you're losing recoil control. You do gain the ADS, so this would help if you want to just use the M4 as a close range gun. But you're going to lose the ability to hit people at distance, which I feel like with all this added, with the added accuracy and added damage range, you're getting more hit markers from the range, so you're going to end up getting more kills. At least that's in theory. Alright. Then we go to the perks. You'll notice on this one I do use Specialist. If you don't know how to use Specialist, come on to the perks. So it's box on PS4, X on PlayStation. It activates the Specialist, and pretty much I have EOD for the Claymores, Hardline to make it so my Specialist kills only take one less, obviously. So you're getting one kill and you're getting Ghost. So Ghost is almost always active. And then I use Tune Up here, mainly for getting my dead silence back faster. Tracker isn't a bad one, so you would hide your death markers of enemies that you kill, so they wouldn't be able to find where they died at. But I don't really mind because they can probably hear you anyway with how loud your footsteps are. Anyway, I use a Specialist. I go to Ghost, Cold Blooded, and Double Time. You can probably change Double Time to Scavenger if you really wanted to. That way you get some bullets back. But 7 kills, you do get the Specialist bonus, or where you get every perk anyway, so you only gotta get 2 more kills after that. Lethal, that's just personal preference. Use anything you want. We faced some shield people the other day, so I had Semtex on. But that's just anything that you want to use. Tactical, I do use the Stim. Mainly for healing faster, obviously. But if you don't have the Stim unlocked, you can use anything, really personal preference. The snapshot grenades, to me personally, have lost a little bit with everyone using Ghost. They don't, if you have Ghost on, you can't be seen with a snapshot grenade. So they kind of become useless at that point. But if you wanted to use it, by all means, go right ahead. I just wouldn't recommend it, honestly. I use the Stim, use whatever you want. I use the Desert Eagle as my secondary. Some people use the combat knife to try and gain speed when you're running without a gun. If you want to do that, that's fine as well. I use the Desert Eagle mainly because there are times where I do run out of bullets, so it's just nice to have a little pistol that's kind of really good as a backup. Anyway, that's how I use the M4. I do hope this helps everyone. If you have anything that you use that's helped you, let me know in the comments. If you also want like to see me do a different gun, let me know.